Hey Zach, hope you're doing well. I'm making this video for you to show you iEar, immersive environmental audio for photorealistic displays. I've told you a lot about this already, so I won't say too much about what it does, but I'll just show you. I wanted to put this video together for you before I head out on vacation, just so you can have a look at it, and if we have a chance to talk about it, you'll have something to go on. At the moment, I'd really appreciate any advice you could give on user interaction and what it does in general, its functionality. Pretty much everything excluding the code itself, which is I could benefit tremendously from your advice on that, but maybe that's something we could work on together. If we find ourselves in the same place and we have a little bit of time. So anyway, just any general impressions you get from this, any blind spots I have, hopefully you can expose those in terms of what it does and potentially what it should do, decisions I've made with regard to interface and stuff like that, starting with the lovely puke green color we have here. So let me show you what it is and what it does. I told you already this is a VBAP wrapper, and so we want to start by setting up our speakers. So let's go with a 5-channel setup. That automatically opens up this speaker positions window. If you choose a number of speakers between 2 and 6, you will automatically get one of these presets, which kind of correspond to industry standard sorts of speaker placements, just idealized setups. These are all tweakable, but I thought it might be helpful to just have a general kind of ballpark rather than just stick them out there randomly. On the screen here, I have shown distance from listener in centimeters, angle, and elevation. Elevation is not represented in any way spatially on this visual representation. I can't think of a really good way, clean way to do that. Maybe it doesn't need to be shown. Maybe there should be a second view from the side so that you can see the elevations. I don't know. So something to think about, I guess. Anyway, beyond those presets from 7 and above, you just get an equidistant starting point for all the speakers, again with the angles and everything, all the way up to, I think I set 64 as the maximum. Actually, already the graphics start to collide in a not so nice way. That's pretty easily fixed, but yeah, I don't know how many speakers people are going to have. This is just how I'm doing it for now. I think it looks pretty good. So I'll go back to 5, and let's say we want to fine-tune that. Speaker 4 needs to come to more like negative 100 degrees. So, oops, and let's keep our distance at 200. I'll update that. And speaker 5, positive 100, and update that. So at this point, I could, if this is my first time using it in a room, I can go in and store this as my room default setup. And if I've got a button here that brings up the DAC setup, so you just tell it a series of integers what your outputs are, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever. This is all being written into the JSON file and being built as we go. Recording format works kind of the same way, except we can have a minimum of 1 if we just have a mono recording, all the way up to 8. I thought 8 was a good number for this, given that it's targeted at adding environmental audio recordings, ambient recordings, and 8 I think is also good for a good number for just marking up a scene, key sonic features that you might want to represent with a sound effect. So let's go to 2. And let's adjust those positions to correspond with our stereo recording. So say we have a bit of a wider recording. We can just push this a little bit out, and we can bring it in and out if we need to. maybe we had a funky setup, so I'll just bring that in. And now the scene rotation talks, comes in over UDP. And we just set the port. There's a default. It's already set to 1503. I'm just entering it again. Now, normally this would come across from the Viz application, but I'll just show you what it does here. I can rotate my scene so that the sonic features maintain their alignment with the scene. You know, when I rotate the scene, I'm rotating the audio that goes with it. Okay, loading files is pretty simple. You notice as I change the recording format, these become enabled or disabled, active or inactive. So I've got 2 active for my 2 sources. I'll open that, and I get a special little LED to let me know something's loaded. I'm not exposing any way to preview that buffer. Maybe I should do that. That might be helpful. But anyway, that's how it is now. So I've got some files in. I'll turn on my DAC, open my monitor window, and see what we get. So all the activity between the pairs 1 and 4 and 2 and 5. If I want to pull this guy down, kind of pull it closer to 4, 1, now get 3 involved. The VBAP does what you would expect. Works pretty nicely. I can rotate and see the panning happening. So that's all there is to that. And I guess the last thing to show you is just how it works to store. So if I just wanted to save that's something I'm gonna load in the future, say. Just give it a name, and let's give it the good old test. I'll actually kill that. And where are we? So let's bring that back up and just have a look at our windows and recall that. And there it is. Speakers, sources, everything looking good. So that's it, man. That's what it does. Love to hear anything you have to say about it. No pressure at all. Going on vacation for 5 weeks, and I'm leaving the code behind. I'm not gonna touch it. So just anything you have, just generally, like I said. Someday I'll do a good workshop with you if you have time, and run some of the ways I did things by you. I'm sure you could give me some advice. But that's it for now. And again, I'd love anything you want to say about it. It's much appreciated. And when the time comes, of course, I'll get you the application so you can try it out. Okay, man. Thanks a lot.